Hey y'all, how's everybody doing? We's back on the couch and I'm having my dinner. I'm having some shrimp and noodles. That's what I'm having. Shrimp and noodles. But I did want to come on and make a video because this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Y'all have some. And we're wearing purple because that's our color for domestic violence awareness. Um we wanna we want to prevent domestic violence. We want domestic violence to come to an end. So how do we stop domestic violence? Or if we can't stop it, how do we bring the numbers down? And I'm gonna tell you how we can do it. Now you know you can't save everybody, honey. Somebody somewhere gonna always want to that's gonna stay in certain situations no matter what you do or say. But there are some people that will come up out of it if they have the support, if they have the resources, if they have the education, if they have the wisdom. So I'm telling you, I'm speaking from a grandmother's point of view because I'm a grandmama. And women of my age, 50 and plus, even 40, we should have enough wisdom to teach our daughters and our granddaughters a better way. That there is a better way. That you don't have to end up with a man that'll give you a black circle around your eye. You don't have to end up with a man that'll cause your nose to start bleeding, your mouth to bleed. You don't have to end up with a man that'll break your arm. You don't have to end up with a man that's verbally abusive. You don't have to end up with a man that'll just do harm to you. Y'all know my book, You Don't Have to Marry the Wrong Man. And I named and I titled that because you don't. It's a choice. You don't have to marry the wrong man. And I believe that one way we can end domestic violence, we can end the high rate of being under live by way of domestic violence, is if we teach our daughters to make better choices. That's it. Make better choices. And we sometimes look at it as generational. Oh, we need to break this generational curse. It's not a generational curse. Well, my grandma was with an abusive man, and her mama was with an abusive man, and my mama was with an abusive man, and my daughter, and that's not generational curse. That is choices. Your great grandma made a bad choice. Your grandma made a bad choice. Your mama made a bad choice. There's just choices that we make. Because every woman in the family didn't experience domestic violence. So guess what? That's not a generational curse. And I want us to understand this about generational curses, y'all. Every curse was broken when Jesus got up out that grave. Do y'all understand that? He broke all generational curses. We don't have generational curses now. He said, I came to give you life and life more abundantly. Jesus said, greater is he that's in you than he that is in what? The world. Uh-huh. Every curse has been broken, honey, when he got up out that grave. We are in a new covenant, okay? All right. Just want us to understand that. So I believe that we can teach our daughters to make better choices. If we begin to make better choices with the men we pick, we will stop a lot of this domestic violence. I believe that, honey. I didn't make the best choices, but now I can teach my daughter, my granddaughter, and anybody daughter. Anybody daughter. When you see somebody making a wrong choice in a man or in a relationship, you could call them to and say, hey, baby, come here, let me talk to you. I don't think that's a good choice to make. And then you tell them why. And then you can tell them about your experience. Okay? So when we begin to make better choices of people whom we choose to date, people whom we choose to marry, then I think that will cause domestic violence to come to a lower rating. It won't be as much domestic violence because you didn't choose Tommy. That was a violent man. See, we don't choose violent men. We don't choose men that's got tempers. We don't choose men they beat on all their girlfriends. You know, you just don't choose certain men. You don't choose men that's got 4 and 5, 17 children. You know, that's his lifestyle. That's his career making babies. We don't choose men that have a career making babies, you know. And I'm not saying everybody, they ain't no perfect people. I'm not perfect. You not nobody's perfect. But they just some things you don't choose when it comes to choosing someone to marry, choosing someone to have your children. There has to be a good foundation laid. And in that foundation, you know, some things, you know, like I said, things ain't perfect, but we don't want black eyes. We don't want men that cheat. We want men that know how to keep their clothes on. We don't want men that's abusive, physical or verbally. You see, those are some things we can help. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't want those type of men. So that's what I'm saying. We just need to make better choices. Okay? So once we get to make better choices, guess what? We won't have so much domestic violence. We won't have so many stories of our daughters coming home in a box because the man that said he loved them forever, he done took their life. You won't have those situations. So it's up to us, I believe now, as mothers, as grandmothers, we should know better. You know what I'm saying? You should know better with some things when you get older. You should have some type of wisdom so you can spread it to your daughters and so you can spread it to other young women. Okay? What I look like, I'm a grandma and I'm sitting up here dating a thug. I'm sitting here dating somebody, you know what I'm saying, that don't care about nothing, honey. What I look like doing that, and I'm a grandma. I would look like a FOOL. That's what I would look like. So when you get wiser and older, you can make better choices, and then you can teach your daughters. You can teach your daughters to make better choices. Like I said, everybody don't listen, but if you can get one girl, if you can get one young girl to change her mind about a situation, about choosing the wrong man, the date or marry, baby, you probably saved a life. All right. So that's just what I wanted to say about just giving my input when it's concerned domestic violence. I think that's one of the biggest issues we have. We just making bad decisions. We just choosing wrong. You know, I did it, but now that I know better, I can teach somebody else better. You see. So that's all I wanted to say about domestic violence, honey. Now I might come on later and make another video about domestic violence, but I believe that's what I wanted to say right there. Let's make better choices. Okay? And ain't nobody perfect, but my God, let's get as best as we can. Okay? All right. Love y'all.